harshness. If it wasn't for the pain, I'd laugh. Truth is, we knew about light before dark. Turned music to art and taught everyone to dance. And still no chance. Freedom must be too much to ask. Bleeding from the ache in my heart. Sometimes I wish it was whites in the middle like France. No, I'm not racist, just jarred. Got hate before bush, not plants. They say we should leave it all in the past, but my brother's still dying on the end, so I can't. So if my attitude stinks, don't ask, cause a hashtag won't help you understand my stance. Fuck a melody, this is real rap if you ever see. Head hot, cause the system won't let me be. Tell me how I thrive in a place that don't cherish me. And they wonder why we all need therapy. Pre the energy, yeah, just another nigga to Penelope. And they don't get it how we bottom of the barrel and still drip sauce on the world, no recipe. Weight of the world on my shoulders, all the pressures in life still tightly holding me. Pour libation for all of the fallen soldiers, but the pain still goes unspoken. They want us to stay broken, never gonna fall, fuck folding. I see my people lost hope, shit, don't you know we all been chosen.
We are oppressed, we are exploited, we are downtrodden, we are denied not only civil rights but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
Forgive me if you don't understand. Sorry, I'm just misunderstood. Punished if I try to take a stand. Meanwhile, my friends dying in the hood. And you can say that we're killing ourselves, but truth is they're killing us still. How you saying Black Lives Matter but never took a moment to help? Just a trend that you post for yourself. And yeah, it takes a toll on my health, cause I want wealth like everyone else, but it's 10 times harder for me. And they wonder why my brothers put food on a scale. Yeah, when I die I'll see heaven, that's real. Cause we already living in hell. Wish I could share all the pain I felt. Oh well, I guess I won't speak till my scars do heal. I just wanna be black with a mill. Yeah, that's for every time I had no meals. Cause my mother couldn't keep up the bills. With a handful of kids, no home, just a cell. And I don't care if conscience don't sell. Knowledge brings height to an elf. Went from sitting on thrones to a cell. Been blessed, man, it wasn't by chance we fell. Weight of the world on my shoulders, all the pressures in life still tightly holding me. Pour libation for all of the fallen soldiers, but the pain still goes unspoken. They want us to stay broken, never gonna fall, fuck folding. I see my people lost hope, shit, don't you know we all been chosen.
Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Yeah, this is real life. Kaa kimya skia. Real talk. We're coming from the ghetto. Kinondoni, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania mpaka UK. The world finest. Yeah, pambana kijana. Life is too hard, life is too short. Shao kwa nangu wote ghetto. Usikate tamaa. Jua kwamba ipo siku tutatoboa. Tutatoka. Gang for life.
I am the true name, true name.
Yes, blessed love family, blessed love. We are back in the old living room today because I'm operating from a different machine and I couldn't be bothered to change up the background. I actually prefer this, you know. I prefer this. Blessed love, my people. I don't know if okay, that might be a little bit better. The lighting's a little bit off tonight. Blessed love, how are you doing? His time is up. Family, I see you, I see you. Blessed love, Grandma Liz. Blessed love, all the mods. Hurricane Toya. Love, peace and unity. Those in the clouds. And blessed all the family. So, it's been a minute, ain't it? How was you guys' Easter? Did you fry enough fish? Because I know I did. I fried, I think, 50 odd separate pieces of fish in my quest on Good Friday, people. That's what I was doing. my workload is crazy right now, so I may not be on the next couple of weeks. I want to apologize to all the sisters that I have not been able to get back to. I've got about 3 cases on the go that I need to kind of tie up some loose ends with, and gather a bit more evidence, speak to people and what have you. And I've just not been able to get around to it. So I do apologize, my sister. I know at least one of you is watching tonight. I apologize to all those sisters, but it's just crazy. The workload is crazy on multiple levels. I'm going to be sharing that with you going forward because a couple of them things are relevant. And yeah, so how has it been? There's going to be a heat wave next week, I hear. And that's a good thing, ain't it? That's always a good thing. But listen, I'm going to get on to serious matters straight away tonight. No more preamble, no more ramble, because there is some serious things going on with Dyan Duffus. You may have seen the post that I put up on Instagram earlier on this week. We've been tracking this story since 2023, I do believe, when a sister from Birmingham first came out and told us about his shenanigans with drugging her without consent. And then it all came out about his domestic violence. And it's been coming out ever since, basically. I think one of the things that he hates me for is the fact that there's somebody called YouTube user. That's always an interesting one. One of the things that he hates me for is the fact that we did have him no longer able to work with the people who produced that film Trapping. And, for those of you that saw the original live, you will understand all of that. For those of you that don't know who I'm speaking about, I'm actually speaking about this character here who, incidentally, just to remind you, I mean, there's that character, which I'm sure you guys know that picture of him. But just to revisit another picture, just to refresh your memory from 2020. And it's an official picture that was put up on the West Midlands Police website. And it's him wanted for domestic assault in Handsworth. And that's on the 9th of December, 2020. So, at the time when when the sister from Handsworth was sharing her story, before his family actually shared their story, we already had sight of his Claire's Law report, and he is a prolific offender in domestic violence. And that isn't just domestic violence on his partners, So those are from 2020. This has just gone on. It is deep. It is entrenched. It's gone on for far too long. And if we are told with safeguarding laws that we, especially us as practitioners, that we are supposed to, everybody is responsible for safeguarding children, then we have a responsibility to Dyan Duffus's son, who is a victim of this violence, this domestic violence from his father. We all, as a community, have a duty of care to that young man. You guys may remember this young man. I've got him backstage right now. Can the mods put out a trigger warning, guys? Because there may be some things that are shared that are upsetting for people. If you can put a trigger warning up in the chats, that would be amazing. And without further ado, I'm going to bring the young man to the stage right now. Blessed love, my young brother. Blessed love.
Hello. I'm just letting you know from now my line is a bit bad.
That's fine. Well, we've had worse. We'll work with it, whatever happens. If it does cut and you can't get back on, I'll just WhatsApp call you or whatever, and I'll put you on loudspeaker, and we just do it that way. There's ways to do it anyway.
Yeah, sure.
Welcome to the His Time Is Up platform, young brother. Honestly, I'm so great. We are so graced to have you here. There's lots of, I don't know if you can see the chats. Can you see the chats at your end?
Nah, it's all right, though. It's all right.
Yeah, it's fine. No, but there's lots of love going up and welcome messages.
Thank you.
And stuff like that, Rico. So look, we know the backstory of your dad. He's, we've spoken about him here on this platform many a time. And, for those, if there's anybody that doesn't understand what Dyan Duffus is about, I'm sure it's going to unfold in your story anyway, Rico. And, we were chatting before and I was illustrating or highlighting the fact that it is absolutely so very difficult to give up your parent, because no matter what, as a child going through certain things with an abusive parent, there is a point that breaks within you because you love them no matter what throughout the abuse, on and off,
Oh,
So,
hello. Sorry to cut. Yeah, sorry to cut. Yeah, you cut out. The
oh,
last
did
thing I
I?
heard was give up your parent.
Yeah, I'm
Last thing
just
I heard
saying
was
that.
give up your parent. But I want to step in there and say it isn't hard for me to talk about him now because he's never been a parent. He's never,
Yeah.
and this is the problem we have today. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that I've reached the age now where I can actually stand up for myself. He's never been a
Mm-hmm.
parent and he's never wanted to be a parent.
Yeah.
And if I give you the backstory on how I even came into this earth, you will understand that I probably wasn't the son that he was meant to have. I very much got a brother that's 1 month and 1 day apart. That isn't planned. That's an
Mm-hmm.
accident. You feel me? And
Mm-hmm.
now this is
I
where
hear.
my problem. This is where my problem comes in because you didn't have to. No one forced you to take that responsibility on. You still stayed in my life,
Mm-hmm.
fucking around with my mom. You get me? Fucking with
Mm-hmm.
my development and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
anything I can now associate you with isn't a good father and son time. It's an abusive. Anyone to think I'm just using that word because we decided to use it as this topic. It is the truth. It's abuse. The only memory I have with this.
You are cutting in and out a little bit, but I will work with it. Yeah, you're back, I think. Hello? Hi, Rico, can you hear me? First I cut out, now you're cutting out a little bit.
Hello.
Yeah, you're back. Don't worry about the technicals. These viewers on this platform are very used to technical issues on my live. Don't worry about it. We'll work with it, okay? But you're back now. I can hear you now. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Sorry, my apartment the best reception. Sorry.
No, no problems. So you were saying, I understand what you're saying, is that he's never been a father to you. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? You're cutting out again, Rico. What if he's got like a... Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me, Rico, but you can't... Can put up a 1 if you can still hear Rico, because I can't. If you can't, put up a 2. I think he's calling me. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Right, guys, I've got Rico by phone. Can you guys put up a 1 if you can hear him? Carry on talking, bro.
Hello. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, is that clear, guys? Put up a 1 if you can hear him. It sounds pretty loud and clear to me. Let's put up a 1. Keep talking, testing. Yep, they can hear you. Brilliant. Okay, so you were saying, Rico, yeah.
Last year?
Yeah, we can hear you. Carry on.
Yeah, what I'm just trying to say is that the abuse it started off from very much.
You're breaking up even on the phone now. You're breaking up. Even on the phone, you're breaking up. Have you got like one spot that you can kind of just stay in that one spot? I know sometimes it's like that.
1 second, I'm gonna run all the way downstairs. Just give me a second. Give me 2 minutes.
No worries.
I'm gonna run downstairs.
Is the internet better downstairs as well?
You know what it is? I'm on the 10th floor, so it might be better down there. Just give me a second and I'll phone you back. I'm sorry.
All right, no problem, people, no problem. Right, let's just bear with the brother. You know how it goes. We haven't had a long run technical hitch for a while, and for once the picture seems quite stable. Normally that's jumping all over the place, isn't it? That's usually jumping all over the place, people. But honestly, it's taken a hell of a lot. I cannot tell you how long it has taken to get that young brother on. So let's hope he can get a stable connection and come back on. It's taken him ages. I've been in contact with him since God knows when, at least a month ago, you know, even before the most recent events, which I'm going to let him tell you about. I was in contact with him and trying to get him to, you know, engage. He's been through the most. It is absolutely despicable. And like I said, it takes a village to raise our children. And if we don't want our children going around feral, breaking out, acting out because of generational trauma in the way that many of us acted out because of generational trauma, then we do have to step in and do something. And as far as I'm concerned, West Midlands police have got a lot to answer for. It is absolutely crazy. It's crazy. And one of the things that I think is really important about this, blessed love, MG, new member, thank you. Let's give you a mention and a shout. One of the things that I think is really important to consider is the fact that up until now there's been no justice. And if the police are allowing these people to do what they're doing in our community to our families, to each other, to our children, to us as a whole, then we need to stamp and shout and make noise about that, people, man. I don't know what's going on, you know. I think people kind of woke up a little bit in 2020 around the time of George Floyd and COVID and everything else that was going on. People were kind of forced to stop and stay in their houses, weren't they? They were forced to stop and stay in their houses, and so therefore people were paying more attention. Now I just think we've become all distracted again. I really feel the energy of the Black community is starting to dip. We don't care as much. We're not as vigilant as much, unless it's something like a police shooting, of course. And then there's an outrage by everybody. But the apathy is sinking back in again, guys. It really, really is. The apathy is sinking back in again. I hope the technological things is not going to lose this young brother, because let me tell you, he's in a very, very bad place. You know, I want us to be as supportive as we possibly can to him, give him as much love in his sharing. I hope he comes back on, but he's not in the greatest of places. And I just hope this doesn't throw him. So let's see if he's getting back on anytime soon. Give me a moment. I was hoping not for a long pause. I was hoping not for a long live. But let's see what happens. Still waiting for this call, guys. Honestly. For those of you that's just joined, this is who we are talking about. Dyan Duffus' son, Rico, who sounds like a lovely young man, just like, you know, his other son that came on the original live. It seems to me that this guy has got wonderful young men as sons, and by all accounts, his own father, Mr. Duffus Senior, is a nice man. He's a very nice man, according to Dyan Duffus' family. If you guys cast your mind back to the most recent the live before now. So I really don't understand where this guy's coming from. Is it the fact that he's got drug issues? You know, I don't understand where this has come from, because by all accounts, he's not seen this growing up from his father. Certainly not, which is usually the biggest kind of precursor and indicator. Give me a moment, guys. I'm going to just phone this brother back and see what's happening. Right, brilliant, guys. I've got Rico back. So yeah, just continue, brother, from where you left off. It's a nice stable line now.
Yeah, as I was saying, the abuse started off way earlier when that happened to my face. You feel me? That happened, in 2023? Mm-hmm. I've been getting abuse from my man since I was 15, 14. That was when I made my first police report on him. Mm-hmm. That was the first time he attacked me down in Broadway at the Odeon Cinema because I didn't want to wear his hat. Would you believe it?
Because you didn't want to wear his hat?
Yeah, so basically, because I've got hair in it, and it was just a bad hair day. You hear me? I didn't want to have my hair on show. I said I'll take my hood off when we get into the cinema room when it's dark. I'll compromise with you. But he didn't want to hear it. Right. You know, you ever played Street Fighter? You ever played Street Fighter and you get that bonus stage?
I know my son has played it, I think. So I think I know what you're talking about.
Ask your son about the bonus stage where you got to beat up the car. So that's how he treated me in the cinema. Jesus. He beated me in my stomach, punched me in my face. To this day, my teeth are still chipped by it. You feel me? I got braces because of it. It knocks my teeth out. It's just like, you feel me? Like, and that was when I was 14, 15.
And all because you wouldn't wear his hat. All because you wouldn't wear his hat.
Because I didn't want to wear his hat.
Oh my God.
But that was just the first time I ever reported it to the police, and realistically, I didn't have a say. The cinema reported it. Mm-hmm. I didn't even report it. I woke up to the police at my door the next day telling me that the workers had to put a report in because it looked too violent. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's when we got introduced to social services. We came straight onto child endangerment. And yeah, it's just never picked up from that. He just took advantage of my mom being sick. Because a lot of people don't know. Everyone will hear about and think, why does my mom just let him in and out and that? But everyone needs to understand, my mom very much has an attachment issue now. Yeah. That isn't justifying anything. It's just the fact that unless you lost both parents and you know how to navigate life without developing unhealthy attachments, that's why I give her the benefit of doubt, because at the end of the day, both my parents walked this earth. They might not do the right things, but I don't know what it's like to not go to sleep and not hear from them. You feel me? Even if it's the right or wrong thing. Yeah. That's something my mom does. And so my mom's been going, this isn't new. This is something that my mom has been dealing with for over 10 years now. So it's just like, yeah, that's why Dylan takes advantage, and Dylan knows that. That's why he still comes around and does what he wants to do, knowing that my mom lets him around because she's got the unhealthy attachment. Yeah. So I don't want no one in there thinking, well, how does my mom let it slide? Because very much, as I said on the Instagram post, my mom isn't at home now. I've put her in a mental health hospital because she isn't in her right mind. And you have to work with sick people. You can't argue with them. Yeah. You have to work with them. Yeah. And it's just unfortunate that it's my mother I have to work with in this tough situation where really I need her helping me. But I still got to help her at the end of the day. But that's where Dylan's fucked up, because he isn't sick. He hasn't been sectioned and never has been. The only place he's been is incarcerated, and that's for hitting women. Mm-hmm. He's in the wrong space, and he just chooses to do that. And that's because he's a narcissist.
Yeah, we've definitely established that.
I'm going to let you take the floor again.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've realised that he's a narcissist from the other testimonies that we've heard about him. And, you know, I think one of your brothers also testified about their experience with them and their brother, with him beating them up as well back in the day, you know?
Yeah.
When was the...
I keep it above with you as well. You know what it is? As I said, I'm not in here to keep any secrets, and as much as it isn't my laundry to air, I need you to have a full picture of what this man is. I've got about 8 siblings. Mm-hmm. I met my second eldest brother when he's already started his teenage years, and that was for a DNA test. Mm-hmm. So that already goes to show where he goes with parenting. Yeah. Now, I don't believe that he didn't know about my brother's existence until that age. He very much knew. Mm-hmm. It just until the DNA test, he didn't have to do nothing. Mm-hmm. And that's the type of man he is. Until he has got a gun pointed at his head saying you got to do something, he won't do it. Because as I said the other day, he's very much been in my house after he did this to my face, co-living with me, my girlfriend, and my mom and my little brother. We was all co-living together. Now, within the space of 2024 and 2025, my brother got diagnosed with anorexia. Now, my dad was in that
gosh.
house every single month, back to back, 365 days consecutively with my mom. Now, how does my brother get diagnosed with anorexia when he's 14? Not independent. They're going at him, telling him to do something, so he won't. And him not doing nothing. Now, my brother is suffering with anorexia. He might not suffer with the mental health side that I do, because I do suffer. But he's genuinely suffering physically. Now, you can't see that physical scar like you can on me. Remember, I told you I can see it. But my brother, he weighs nothing. Nothing. And you can see it on him because he's taller than me, so he's just long and skinny, and that's the result of bad parenting, neglect, not from my mum, but from Dylan too, because he's very much in the house. Now, you guys wouldn't even believe that he very much was living with me 2 years after he did that to my face.
Right.
2 years, and that's how much that he just doesn't want to be a parent.
Well, for somebody
ask him how much words has he exchanged with me while being in my house. Ask him, has he even apologized for my face? I very much got bribed. That's why he ended up back in my house. Let's keep it a buck with you now. I had to drop the charges on him with my face because I was going for something with my missus, and my missus had to come back and live with me because I couldn't stay at her mum's because her mum's wasn't the best place for us at the time. Now, he said to my mum, let him back in. If he drops the statements, if he doesn't, he can't come back.
Wow.
What else am I going to be with a pregnant girl?
So basically, he used your vulnerability for being homeless with your pregnant girlfriend to get you to drop the charges.
And this is the sick man that we're discussing today that I need everyone to have a clear picture on.
Do you know what I think is really important about your testimony, Rico, is that we need to really get in and understand what your mum has been going through. I'm really happy for that, because even in the first life, when she was completely feral towards me and horrible and everything, we still tried to recognize her as a victim, you know, and we had lots of testimony about things that she's done and but we still tried to see her as a victim as much as possible. It was hard because she was literally on the live, sat next to your dad, giving it verbal, you know. But at the same time, I always looked into it, and from the testimony that I got with everybody around, I realized that your mum was a victim. So I think it's really important for you to exonerate her in a way, in the eyes of the public, really, because we did get some comments.
Let me make you know this. Behind closed doors, within the last 2-3 weeks, my mum's put out her own police report on this geezer.
Oh, fantastic.
So don't see the Instagram post and think they're living a nice, happy life. No. He's got my mum by the grips. And when I say that, he's made her believe that she's nothing without him.
Cognitive dissonance.
This is the mental abuse that he inflicts on women. He makes them feel like you need him in his life, and you can't do nothing without him. And it is a thing now. You won't believe me. You think, nah, my mom's just on bullshit, but no, it's not just my mom that experiences this. There's men out there that can belittle and degrade women to a point where they believe they're nothing without that man. Absolutely. And that's what my father has done with my mom.
Wow.
Because behind closed doors, she can vocalize she's a victim. So that he's built for my mom, not what my mom's built for herself.
Right. That is such an eloquent explanation or portrayal of domestic violence. Honestly, that is so eloquently put, because that's exactly how it is when victims experience cognitive dissonance, Stockholm syndrome, and it sounds like your mum is caught up in all of that with him.
I didn't even know there's a proper saying to it. I just know how to properly describe it because it's what I've seen from coming out of the room.
Yeah. So what's your earliest memory of, you spoke about the way that you were born. You don't have to share that if you don't want to. But what's your earliest memory of him and the violence before he hit you at 15? Did he hit you before that? Was that just normal kind of discipline or...
My earliest memory when it came to me, myself being hit by him, it was when I was in year 8. And I was stuck on a maths question. And it's probably why I ain't good with maths now, because it's the mental fear factor that is installed with me. You can't get the answer wrong enough. Everyone hearing this is thinking, but we've all gone through that. We black people don't actually repeat themselves, but You guys know it as your parents not knowing don't like to repeat themselves when you receive an odd slap. I received the bottom of my dad's foot multiple times in that same session.
Oh my God.
It isn't a beating no more, and it's now on my punching bag.
Yeah. It goes past beating. Yeah, fair enough.
Because
As black
I'm
people,
not
we all
ignorant.
know.
I know the black culture. I would never sit down and scream the British culture where you can't discipline your kids because the motherfuckers up today need discipline. I ain't gonna lie. But there is a fine motherfucking line between discipline and fucking abuse.
Absolutely.
You should never draw your own child blood. You should never be the person to make your child bleed. No matter how hard and how emotion they brought out of you that day, you should never be the one to draw your child's blood.
No.
There's a fine fucking line between discipline and abuse.
Can we look? We have to try and
doesn't-
sorry, Rico. We have to try and keep the swearing to a minimum because you know what YouTube's like. They'll probably take it down if it's too much swearing. So if we can try and keep that. No, you can swear a bit, but not too much, yeah? But I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. There is a very fine line. And as black people, yes, we understand it. We know about corporal punishment. It's part of our culture. Some people don't agree with it. Some people, still do. It's definitely an old school part of our culture. Some people still believe in it. And it's rooted in religion. If you spare the rod, you spoil the child. But like you said, there is a thin line. We've shown the picture of your injuries a few times on this live, and we've shown it tonight. There is a big difference between disciplining your child and permanently marking them, Rico.
And I've got another question for the parents out there that still want to find a justification for my face being like how it is today.
Yep.
You just ask yourself, what emotion and what thing does your child have to say to you to leave them like that?
Yeah.
And I promise you, that's a question you'll never answer.
Yeah.
Because you can't. No. There isn't a level your kid can bring you to unless you just genuinely resent them.
Yep.
But yeah, carry on.
And that's often about the parents' own trauma, isn't it? Whatever they've been through.
In this aspect, no, it isn't his own trauma because my nan is a woman of God. Yeah. To this day, we still buck heads because she lets him back in the house.
Yeah, I remember your aunt telling us all about that on the first live, and it's really not about your grandparents with him. Something else has happened in his life. Not? Sorry?
And it's really not because he didn't even have a father that was even competent enough to abuse him because my grandfather's been a crippled all my life.
Well, we were told...
So my grandfather don't even have the strength to even inflict the physical abuse if he ever wants to scream, I got treated like this from my parents, so that's all I know. No, it's not. My grandparents have never had the strength to hit you.
Yep.
This is why he only hits women.
On the first live...
That's another thing. It's another fine line. Sorry to cut you again, but I got to make it very clear. There's a lot of people watching this. I can't see how much people are in here. But there's a lot of people from the ends that know this man that can very much know what I'm about to say. Mm-hmm. You don't know this man to ever get into no physical altercations with another man on road. And if you do, he isn't the man that walked away standing. He's very much the man that got left on the floor. And this isn't me just talking my shit because I dislike him. It's nothing but a factual observation.
Yeah.
He's only been incarcerated for hitting women or his kids, and he only is known for hitting women and his kids. And any physical altercation he has with a man on road, he deals with that by smashing out their windows. He will never hit another man on road.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show he very much picks his victims. He's a predator. He's very much a sexual predator, but before a sexual predator, he is very much a physical predator. He picks his victims. He sizes everyone up.
Mm-hmm. Like a true coward that he is. I just think he's got little man syndrome.
It's little man syndrome, 100%. But then at the end of the day as well, it's everyone that's watching this live that ain't got the balls to tell him that.
Yeah.
You get me? You're a punk. And I don't respect anyone watching this live now because what else do you need to hear? This isn't AI. I ain't his cousin. I'm not a nephew. Yeah. I'm his own son. Right. I'm the 3rd/4th born, my boy. You get me? What else do you need to hear to change your mind on this geezer? He isn't the man that he portrays himself to be.
Mm-hmm. And this is what we need to keep in focus.
The only anger he has is for his own failed sakes, his own failedness in life. One day was a flop. As much as everyone still talks about it to this day, there's only a reason why he ain't left Brum. You go anywhere else in the UK, one day isn't nothing to be talked about.
Absolutely.
It was a failed project alongside Intent 2, alongside The Road. The Road had Abracadabra in there. Abracadabra don't even promote his own movie. It was a failed project. And this is the stuff that boils him up inside, and he comes and takes out on me because I'm the only one that will let him know that. I don't let him live in the delusion.
Absolutely.
So everyone else needs to stop now and put their foot down, because the more you don't put your foot down is the more beatings I'm taking. I promise you, I'm not taking no more. As you can see, I've never been on this live ever. This is the first time. But I'm tired. My foot's coming down, and now I'm going to put setting out down. But before it ever gets to that level, society genuinely needs to step in. Because at the end of the day, yeah, it's calm because he's doing it to his kids. But what if this was you lot's kids? But I'm sorry for my language. Forget being kids. What if it's just you lot's relatives, friends even, your best friend coming back to you saying that this is what this man's done at his hands? I promise you, you wouldn't even want to be on the live trying to get justice no more. Everyone's going to go back into that barbaric mode. So yeah, I need everyone to drop the level of ignorance they have when it comes to Dyan, just because he has the title of being Flash, because he doesn't even have that no more. Stop giving it him. Let it die.
It's pathetic.
Let it die.
Yeah, no, I hear you, brother. It's pathetic. When we did the first live, and he was de-invited to the premiere of Trapping, I think it was. They de-invited him. They really took it seriously and cancelled him. And I was given assurances by Penny, or whatever her name was, that she would never work with him again. I don't believe she has. So he's very angry about that. Like you said, I always said it as well. Why is everybody going on about these movies? They are B-list ghetto, C-list ghetto movies that have never been anywhere. Nobody knows about them, like you said, my brother, outside of this community. So he's not really famous, is he? No, he's not.
He's a B-tech Ashley Walters wannabe.
It's
and
just
that's how
awful.
we need to say it as it
Just
is. You
awful.
feel me?
Yep.
That's how it is. You get me? Everyone, like, you know what it is? Everyone says, like, we've got this whole thing, yo, how you on the block shotting, messing around with little kids. But it's the same thing. How you got this geezer making TikToks and everything with that I don't even know his name, but that new TikTok you from, bro, you feel me? The fucking mom with kids still trying to keep up this image, getting addressed as Flash. My boy, I was in the One Day film. This is how much I've outgrown that era. Yeah, you didn't even know I was a little kid dancing in the shop with my gold chain on. Like, we gotta let shit die, my boy. Let it die.
Imagine.
And it's not cool for him to still try and like keep his name alive by fucking around with messing around with these new TikTok youths in Brum, trying to make sense of themselves because they don't even know who they're associating with, because again, all they hear is Flash. But I guarantee you, they ain't even on the live, and they need to be on the live because they want to work with this man. They need to know that they want to work with a predator. They want to work with a man that consciously puts drugs in his pocket, drives in his car however long the drive is, then links the girl, puts it in her drink, waits for the drug to kick in, and does his dirtiness. Like, you need to consciously remember this is what he's doing. He's not just drugging women. There's a flipping plan behind it.
Wow.
And it's disgusting. Because, when I put it to you in that context, that's what he's been doing for these claims to come around. Consciously putting drugs in his pocket, going by his business, waiting for them to take effect and having his way. It's disgusting.
Well, he's a date raper.
Someone like that, no matter what name they have to get yourself up in life, because I promise you, I don't even want to associate with that motherfucking normal. And there's no hurt, no dirt on him.
That's definitely a word that's banned. We can't say MF. Sorry about that, Rico.
Sorry, I don't want to I don't want to associate with that young man no more, because the fact that you didn't even take your time out, because you know my dad has Flash, but you don't know any of these accusations that's being thrown on him. You were just ignorant and just thought, I'm going to have Flash in my videos. I can't be with people, have people around that like me no more, because you're enabling it, because then you want to spud me and look me in my face and ask me the question behind the story on my scar. This ain't no war story. I've never been to jail. I've never had a man on road do this to me. It's very much the same man you want to sit down with and interview and drive around the whole of Brum and promote and praise. It's sickening to me now.
It is sickening. It is absolutely sickening. I don't know about this TikTok thing. I'm not very good with all of that, but I would really appreciate getting the handles or whatever you call it. Please send me who they are.
Just to know, you get me, because he's a young black man too, and he doesn't deserve to get dragged down in Dylan's dirt. Dylan's coming down. There's no way on earth. This is the last year that Dylan is getting away with any malicious bullshit that he's done. I promise you.
Yeah, I believe that too.
He's going out in flames.
It's funny you say that, because he once sent me a video of himself when we did the first expose of himself kind of done up as the devil and going up in flames. And I remember looking at it and thinking, my God, who would want to portray themselves that way? And he better mind what he wishes for. And for you to say that, yeah, I believe that is going to happen. He will go up in flames, not literally. We're not advocating that anybody is murdered or anything like that, but metaphorically, he will go up in flames. And you cannot continue to keep abusing your child like this and expect them to not one day turn around and say enough. You know, we've had testimony on this platform before from grown men who didn't speak out at your stage, Rico. Grown men that it took them until they were middle-aged to be able to talk about the abuse they received from their father or fathers. You know, we've had a couple of guys. But so you doing this now is the freest and most profound thing that you can do for yourself to start the process of healing from your father's abuse. It really, really is.
You know what it is? I want to push out there, because I feel like people know that I'm on the live now at this hour. You feel me?
Well, we've got 300 and we've got 310 watching at the moment.
310 people. I feel there's a lot of young people out there around me that are going through the same type of thing, that are still trying to keep it G, you get me? Don't hesitate though. Genuinely, you don't get paid. I don't think you're going to be a superhero dealing with your abuser, B. It ain't going out like that. You ain't going out in glory, B. You're going out on the fact of your abuser did something and then you took it upon yourself. Down 999. Because I'm sick of it. There's another thing that let me tell you. My own father clowns me for phoning police on him, you know. And let me say to him, I don't give a flying crap what anyone wants to say about me. I say I'm a snitch, this or what. Because I got my own grown-ass father telling me I'm a snitch. Because I phoned police on him because he was hitting me. Phone the police. There's a lot of young people messing up their life right now, thinking that they got to go out in glory or go out with a name. B, whatever you did to end up in jail, gonna die after a week, bro. You get me? It's gonna die. So just phone the police. And I ain't saying phone the police in every situation that you're in, because I'm not one of them guys. But if you're getting abused by your parents, female or male, sexually or non-sexual, neglected and starved, and you're doing dumb shit on the road to make up and pick up for your parents' slack, and you are not 18, phone the police. Because respectfully, you just got dumped parents, and it isn't your job to teach them. They very much are in trouble. Just open your mouth. And I know people are going to hear this and think, still enough, forget that, but I did it. You get me? I ain't going to say I got far by doing it, but I did it, and I can say I ain't been touched by that man since, you feel me?
Right.
So as much as I ain't got far by with the justice system and that, it has struck a new fear factor in him. And all you can call me now is a snitch. But I'd rather be a snitch than be a punching bag. But this is my life.
Absolutely. That is such a strong message, Rico. Call the police.
I just had to put it out there, because after my Instagram rant that day, he phoned my phone telling me I owe him some money for whatever. I owe him money, and I need to stop going online and that, because I'm just a little snitch at the end of the day. And I'll say it here on the live so it can be recorded and you can come back to this. I will phone police every chance I get on you, my boy. Good. Every chance.
Excellent.
Because at the end of the day, before you abuse me, you asked me what my earliest memory was of this geezer, innit? I remember him coming in my house on tag. He hooked my mum on the wall, headbutted her, punched her in her teeth. I said my mum reached for her phone. He knocked it out of her hand and stamped on it and carried on having his way with her. And I'm not going to say he raped her, but he had his way with just punching her until he got bored. That was my earliest memory. So yeah, I will phone police any chance I have now, because I've got the power to.
Yeah.
And anything else that comes of it after that, before they come, it comes, you feel me? Because I'm still a man at the end of the day. I'm just not going to be an ignorant man and say I'll never phone the popo. I don't like you. Anything that I get you is good for me. But yeah, carry on.
That is crazy. And we've heard stories of him, you know, hitting, I don't know if it was your mum, but he's hit one of his baby mothers with a hammer. We heard stories.
Every single baby mother, there isn't a baby mother that ain't met his hand or fist or foot.
But he only
and
hits
that's just
women.
a sad reality. That isn't something to be proud of. I know my brothers are watching this now, and I'm sorry, but it's just the truth. None of our moms have never had the satisfaction just to say, at least it wasn't me. All our moms have gone through this. It's just that my mom is just the sick one that hasn't walked away yet. But she will. I'm always going to be in her ear, making her walk away, even if she wants to hear it or not.
Bless you. I really hope she's watching tonight and she's hearing this testimony. I really hope that strikes a chord within her, you know, and that she finds the courage to be able to leave him. And, you know, the people around her, whether that's her siblings, her parents, whatever, need to pull together to give her that strength, because it ain't easy pulling away, especially after a lifetime she's been through with him. You know, you guys have grown now. She's been with him a long time, hasn't she? So what it's going to take to pull her away from him. And like you said, he's able to play on her vulnerabilities, you know, but keep going, because like, I believe you when you say she will one day. And that is so lovely to hear you have that faith in your mum after everything.
I will never lose that faith. You know what it is? A lot of people have lost that faith in her, but I can't. At the end of the day, that's my mum, and I will never justify how she's gone about it, because I tell her every chance I get. Yo, you're wrong. Right now, we argued yesterday, and it wasn't a serious argument. It was just me letting you know that you're wrong. I'm not standing by it and by no more. You get me? You can't pull the wool over my eyes. Not even pull it. I'm not letting you do that no more. You get me? And as long as everyone else wants to pull the wool over their eyes, that's calm, but I'm not going to let my mum do that anymore. No matter how much awkward, no matter how much intense arguments we're going to have, I'm not letting you do it no more. And I know she's on the live watching this. I know it.
So tell us what happened recently. What's kind of triggered everything? What's making it, you know, what's happened recently?
What triggered my recent outburst? What got us here, I'm assuming, is based the cat and everything. But my neighbor came and stopped me. She was just like to me, "Oh, I seen your dad out here the other day, and obviously you was here too, but I thought that you would have argued or anything, because didn't you know that like your landlord had to come and change your windows and your doors because he came and broke them twice in a row?" And then I was just like, "Huh? Excuse me?" Because my mom did say that happened, but I put her in the hospital the day she said that happened, because she's a schizophrenic. And I'm not saying that I didn't believe her. It's just that this isn't me. This isn't the first crisis episode I've experienced with my mom.
Right.
I very know my mom is capable of experience some very, very, very far-fetched. And it sounded like that was just, it didn't happen. So I took it with a pinch of and she logged the times and the dates.
Right.
Now, the times and the dates she logged matched up with times and the dates that my neighbour said that he tried to break in that night.
Right.
But not tried to, he did.
Right.
And then it also matched with remember I told you my mom has very much phoned the police on Dylan the last 2 weeks. It matched with the police complaint.
Right.
So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that you had your way with my mom that night. And now I'm saying that again because, as I said, he's been in my house the last year, so you can imagine how loud we are when it comes to my neighbours.
Yeah.
My neighbours said that they've heard my mom use every vocal cord. She's never screamed like that. Jesus. And my mom did a difference between screaming and arguing and pleading for help and get off me. My mom was assaulted that night.
Jesus
and when I phoned him, and after that I spoke to my neighbour and I phoned him, he laughed it off and told me, "If that's what your neighbour's saying, that's what your neighbour's saying, and it go and chat to your mom," and ended the call.
Wow.
So that's why I took to the internet, because he very much, I ain't gonna lie, there were some unspeakable things I really wanted to do to him that day, and I couldn't find them. So that's why I took to the internet. I took to the internet to spread awareness, but more so to draw out that side, that abusive side of him, to come and find me, because that was the last time that I'm being a bystander. Because in all due respect, it isn't the first abuse he did. It wasn't the first time he hit me. When my face got bust and I phoned the police, that was the second police report I did on you. So again, everyone's ignorance resulted in my mum being attacked and left alone that night. Very much while you stood on bail. Let me let everyone know this. He assaulted my little brother that he left anorexic. So you shouldn't.
And he's broken those bail conditions.
Tired.
He's broken those bail conditions many a time since he assaulted your little brother, as far as I'm aware.
He's broken them bail conditions so many times that I've even phoned the police and had the police come and seen him there and say they can't do nothing. That's why I'm going to let everyone else know as well, because I'm assuming it's Birmingham people tapped him. Don't mess with this geezer, women and men-wise, if you ain't built like that, because the police ain't helping you. He has immunity.
We're gonna put.
I ain't gonna air every man's business in the hood, but he definitely has immunity, because if everyone knows if you're in the hood and cleared up, you're gonna record the year and the time and the situation I'm talking about for him to have immunity. So don't mess with him, because I can tell you this isn't speculation. CCTV footage. Police seen him in my house while he was on bail and said, "Yeah, it's calm. They can't really do nothing," and left. Now, if that is an immunity or a police asset, then I must be fucking sorry. I must be blind and silly.
Do you know what? We are so fed up of these assets in our community that think they can run with impunity and do as they please and just terrorize families, their own families, the wider community. We're sick and tired of it. And I'll tell you one thing, Birmingham police are going to have to answer for this. That's as far as we're concerned. I'm not saying you. I know you've done the best you can, but as a community, a black community in this country, that's why we exist as an organisation, as a campaign, is to make sure that people are held accountable and that we make noise about these things. I think we're coming to Birmingham, Rico, because this is not good enough.
You need to, and for all the black people in Birmingham listening to this, make your ignorance be known today. They shouldn't even need a protest. We should already be protesting.
Absolutely.
We shouldn't be okay with a member of our black society just because he put Birmingham on the map at one point in 2009 to run around wild and do what he wants. Everyone that still wants to rent out Channel 7 in Big Beth, shame on you. Genuinely, bloody shame on you.
So what's this channel? Tell me about this Channel 7 thing, because I'm not aware of any of that.
Let me tell you about this big bloody Ponzi scam. This geezer isn't even the legal owner. So everyone hollering Dylan, trying to get to Channel 7 because he's gave you this false narrative that he owns it. He doesn't. It's the DJ, Cyrus, the one with the glasses, always vibing, looking happy. That's why he's happy. But he just got paid that night. You lot just all come there off the fact that you thought Dylan owned it. I'm going to tell you something now. Dylan owns nothing in there. Nothing.
We heard this when we heard this when the young lady gave her testimony about him drugging her. We heard the recording. She secretly recorded him. I don't know if you saw the first live about your dad that we did.
No, I'm not too clued up on that one, sorry.
All right, I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to find it. It's way back in 2023, I think. It's way back. Yeah. But the young lady came on. She secretly recorded him. You can hear him admitting to drugging her and telling her to get over it and things like that. He actually spoke to me at that time, and we had a recording of him with his response to what was being said and whatever. Most people believed it. Some people were trying to defend him and say the girl was lying and all this stuff. But one of the things that she highlighted was the fact that he owns absolutely nothing and that he was pretending to own Camo, the drink, because it's not his. So this seems to be like a MO of his, doesn't it? To pretend that he owns stuff and get behind somebody who does.
Aren't you powerful when he's got 8 bloody kids that he does nothing for? Everything he does in life is just to look good. If you speak to him, the first thing he tells you, any publicity, good or bad, is good publicity.
Okay, so he's one of those, a bit like Vincent Rat. Yeah, he loves it. I realise that with him.
He loves it.
He loves the attention, but it's not good attention. That's what he needs to understand. And we're definitely going to be making our voices
that
heard.
thinks he really own that bar. How can a man pay for any rent? So I'm not going to say he bought the land and decided to build a bar. Obviously, he's renting like anyone else. What man, what adult on earth, especially with kids and responsibility, rents out a bar, half of his brethren, before he rents out a yard and finds residents, being almost going into his 50s?
Killers for...
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, he couldn't even rent if he wanted to because he's never had any assets.
Absolutely.
What mortgage can he get? What loan can he get? This geezer, he's only had a debit card for 7 years. He ain't even had 10 years yet with a debit card.
Wow.
Don't let him fool you, my boy. Everyone in here listening to this that probably sinning not too long ago on the weekend, you lot are just idiots. Like, you need to take his John out your jaw before you break it, because I don't know what pillow talk he's given to the world to make him think that he even had anything at Channel 7. He's homeless. He can't charge his phone without the help of a woman. He better hope his car's battery ain't dead that night or his phone really isn't being charged. I'm not taking the piss. He doesn't have a house.
Yeah.
He doesn't own a cooker. He can't feed himself. He can't do the basic necessities without someone. You know what's funny? For everyone that wants to know what character Dylan is, go and watch the film Baby Boy. I watched it last night, and all I kept saying is, wow.
That's with Tyreek or whatever his name is, isn't it? I remember that Baby Boy thing.
Yeah, Tyreek.
That's an old-time movie. Killers for Kills in the comments says, when he was begging you not to air your live until his movie premiere. And I remember that. He was actually begging me, please don't air your live until the movie premiere, till after the movie premiere. Well, of course, we ignored him and we got him cancelled from attending the movie premiere. So, yeah. It's really all about him, isn't it? What a nasty piece of work, honestly. What a nasty piece of work.
And then, like, you know what the sad thing is? It wouldn't be bad if he ever tried to make amends at some point in life. He's never, ever tried to fix a wrong he's done.
Never.
It's always some sort of justification, and this is why it's disgusting now. It's fucking disgusting because it's gone to the point now where he consciously decides not to take accountability. Accountability isn't a word in his dictionary, sorry.
In his
and I'm going to be honest
as
well. The word son isn't a word in his dictionary. Go and ask him how to spell son. He's going to send you the message S-U-N. I'll screenshot it and send it to you. He's like Floyd Mayweather. Give him a Harry Potter book to read. I promise you, every pound in my pocket, he ain't going to complete the first page.
Wow.
He's the most illiterate person ever. Again, how can a person own half of something but he can't spell? And this doesn't mean just taking the mick and just talking my shit. It's my father. I know my dad. Yeah. My dad can't spell. My mother does very much all his paperwork. Do I need to go home and go and get the paperwork to show you that his paperwork's still in my house and it's my mother's handwriting? Everything to do with Channel 7, my mom fills out. He can't spell. He's the most illiterate person on earth. And you know what it is? It's like, he would make up for it if he was just a good person. He ain't even that.
You know, old-time Jamaican people used to say when someone's illiterate and dark, this is how they behave. They're usually ignorant and violent, and you know they lash out at the world because they really can't communicate properly. They don't know how, and that's what it seems like it is with him. I think the best thing he can do is to just take away himself and go and get some bloody help. I don't know if he can ever.
You know what the help he needs? He's going through a bit of an identity crisis, and he has been for years. This is where the aggression comes from, because he's very much had a good home. He's very much had good opportunities in life. He just didn't make the best of them.
Yeah.
He's got the best kids ever, because
trust me,
I'm going to touch wood, but none of my siblings have ever gone to jail. We ain't that bunch. You get me? We ain't headache kids.
No.
He's just having an identity crisis because he's gay. And this isn't me talking shit. I'm sorry for my language again. But again, I know my father. He's very much, I'm not going to say he's gay. This is how much the benefit of doubt I'm going to give him. He's bisexual and he doesn't know how to come out about it. There's so much things I walked in on and seen with my own eyes. Only God is my witness. Or you're gonna think I'm talking rubbish because I'm on this live today? And
no, can I just stick a pin just one moment there? Remember what you're saying, because when you watch back this live, you'll see I've shown this picture of him many a times and questioned his sexuality. One of your brothers came on and also did the same thing on the first live. So you're not the first one to say this. We've questioned it many a time. I think he's a latent homosexual.
I've heard private conversations that he's had with males that don't come round. Now, for males that don't come round the family, I know all my uncles that ate my uncles, they know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for males that don't come round the family, and you ain't never around, I shouldn't hear you ever be calling people baby boy and all of that. Or come on, baby. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? That he tries to blame it off, thinking
the battery, my battery. Listen, my battery's gonna die on this phone. So I'm gonna call you back on my other phone. Okay. If it cuts out, which it's gonna do quite when it's gonna do quite soon, I'll call you back. But let's talk until it cuts out. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, he tries to cover it up with the fact that people used to speak like that in the 90s, but the point that I'm making is we ain't in the 90s no more. There ain't no reason why you should be softly speaking on the phone to a man calling him baby boy.
Well, I'm really sorry, but nobody spoke like that in the 90s, so that's rubbish. That's not true.
You feel me? I wasn't born back then. Now when you gotta take what he says, you get me. But if you're telling me that ain't true, then it ain't true. You feel?
Yeah. It's really not true.
And that's another thing. He's an undercover bisexual man. There's so much rumors that gone around that people just keep leaving as rumors. I'm gonna let you know today it's the truth. And that's where the anger comes from, the unexplained rage.
Mm-hmm.
I posted a video the other day. He tried to blend it off and say it was just content and promotion for Camel. No man on earth should be whining on the wall like you just come out of a strip club and you're still in dancer mode. You be doing that. I posted on the internet the other day. I walked in on him holding a dildo and he had no bottoms on.
What?
It wasn't a lie. It was the truth. But again, I'm not homophobic. If my father is bisexual, he just needs to come out and say it to the world and stop trying to attack people for it.
Bloody hell.
So I'm going to let the whole world now know, you get me? He's a bisexual man. I've seen him do some things, questionable things, seen and heard. Now, that's the only reason I can pinpoint his race to, because, again, he doesn't have a troublesome bunch of kids or a troublesome family. He doesn't have any brothers. He isn't the youngest brother. He's the youngest he's not even the youngest, he's the middle child out of two women.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to have only women in your family, you would think you would die by a certain women code to never raise your hand by them. You're bisexual, bro. It's okay. We live in 2025. You probably get therapy for this stuff, you get me? Just seek out.
Yeah.
Just seek out, you feel me?
Yeah. Yeah. Stop locking in that inner rage and misplacing it and displacing it on your children, really, really. But like I said, you're not the first one of his sons to come out and make that observation. You know, this was spoken about. I think it was his sister as well. Your auntie also validated that notion. So, you know, and that picture I think says a lot. There's a picture of him in a red velvet jacket that I just think
it's a picture of him in a red velvet jacket. I know exactly what you're talking
about. You know the
about.
one, right?
Now, hear this
where he's bare-chested. Yeah.
Hear this contradiction now. He will tell you he doesn't even want to sit in a room with a gay man. He hates how they dress, how they talk, everything.
Well, that's classic, though, for latent homosexuals. He's a latent homosexual.
Exactly.
Yeah, classic.
But the aesthetic that you go for out of your own free will fits the man.
Right, let's try and get that brother back. Give me a moment, guys. That battery's just gone on that phone. Right, guys, I think Rico's battery might have gone as well as my battery as well. So let's see if he gets to fire back up. My goodness gracious me. My goodness gracious me. Huh? The more I hear about this brother, the more it just takes me aback, honestly. And as I said on the first live, his children are such, his boys are such exemplary young men. Honestly. Rika B. Yeah. And that's how go on with Dylan. Really? And then you want to take out your pent up, latent homosexual emotions on your son, because that is actually classic. It's classic. Look it up, research it. It's not about homophobia, like the boy said. It's about facts that, you know, when you repress anything, not just homosexuality, but anything that you repress in yourself that way can often displace itself in violent and dysfunctional behavior. You know, what the hell? The brother said, this is 2025. We live in England. Come out and live as your authentic self, Dylan. We have beat up the pick of them for, and the women. Jesus Christ, my goodness, eh? It's too much already. It's way too much. I'm waiting for this young brother to come back. I know his battery's gone because his stuff's not going through. So it looks like his battery went as well. But, you know, he's said a lot. And I am just absolutely, totally gobsmacked, honestly. Give me a moment, guys. Let's see if I can get him back. If not, oh, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, Jennifer Chance's 9 night is tonight, actually. I do believe, right? Hurricane Toya? It's tonight, but I wasn't going to go to that. It's very public, and it's not somewhere that I would necessarily go. But we are going to respect her and hold a minute silence for her at the end. Please remind me to do that before I leave. Mods, tonight, let's hold a minute silence for our sister, which I would have been doing anyway. But please remind me. You know what I'm like. Okay. Yeah, bless up. Okay. I can imagine it was well packed. It would be, wouldn't it? And, you know, I'd rather attend the funerals than 9 nights or anything. Yeah, I'd rather do that. Right, I'm not sure if we're going to get this brother back on. His battery's gone. Let me just try one more time, guys, and I'll be back in a moment. Right, let's see if brother's going to make it back on. If he doesn't, I think he's done a fantastic job of giving his testimony tonight as far as he can. Let's hope his phone comes back on. It's still off at the moment, so I'm assuming that his battery's died alongside my battery, or maybe his battery died first. I don't know which one. I know mine was on the way out. Yeah, but if he doesn't come back on, we salute that young man. I'm going to move on quickly while we're waiting for him. I wanted to talk a little bit about the rat response, because for those of you that remember the Instagram live, you go over to Instagram, or maybe you can even get it on Facebook, I don't know, but go over to Instagram and look about it. That was my response to Vincent Rat telling us that he had tricked me or tricked the public, taunted his victims, as far as I'm concerned, by making us think that he had been charged and arrested and charged. So I did an Instagram response to that, and I haven't been back on since, because it was Easter week that took place, right? So go and have a look at that. But I wanted to just look at that a little bit within the segment today, because he seems to think that he's got some sort of victory. Number one, there was only one person in the comments on all platforms when I put it out there that tried to sort of, say, oh, look at Afua, she's discredited, blah, blah, blah. One lone individual across all the platforms, Jano, and I've read all the comments. I think there was one other person that gloated, and that was it. But the one person, they were doing too much. At first, I thought they were just somebody who meant well and who had their opinion, and I allowed it. And as they continued, I realized that actually they were somebody with an agenda. So we just got rid of them. Other than that, the overwhelming consensus, Vincent Rat, to your video of coming out thinking you've got some sort of victory was totally unanimous, almost 99.9% unanimous that you are a monster. That's all it achieved for you. You didn't achieve diddly squat. So I wanted to look at some of those comments. I've got some of them here. Let's have a look at some of them, shall we? Diddly squat. Absolutely diddly squat. Let's have a look at some of those comments. And these are both from the Instagram post, which he put out, or I put out, to let everybody know what was going on with him talking about the fact that it was a hoax. And it's also from the live that I did. But most people aren't impressed, are they? There's some of them there. For those of you that don't have Instagram, let's just have a look at those. Not impressed, Rat. There you go. And for his benefit, because we know he watches every week, he can't help himself. He probably fantasizes and ideates about killing me every time he sees my face on the live. No doubt. Was file 9664, I don't know who that is, says this proves nothing. Funny how Afua gets the blame for being the messenger. He can't face his actual accusers, though he speaks volumes. It goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on again. For those of you that might want to go across and support Rico and follow his page, I would like if people could do that. I don't know if you can see his page there. It's actually Reekz, REEKZ 4 something. Let me try and find it and put it up at the end. But that's the post that he put up about his father. Very brave, and what really hit me was that, are you going to give me another permanent scar for this, Dad? So heartbreaking. So heartbreaking. But again, the Instagram comments go on bunning you, Vincent Rat. You achieved nothing but to let people know what a disgusting monster you actually are. Because to taunt your victims in that way, and to tell all of your friends and your family that is actually what you were going through, in his mind, I think he thought, I've got to make this as convincing as possible. So I'll just tell everybody around me. Who does that? You would at least tell your friends and family what you were up to. It just shows you how slippery and slivery this man really is. And so for that reason, our source close to him was also told that. So I made no bones about the fact, as I said on the Instagram live, that we were still awaiting that confirmation from Sapphire, from the officer that usually gives us information about what's going on, from what's happening, what's progressing with the case, what's happening. I haven't heard from them in a long time, but I thought I would try and get in contact with them. They didn't get back to me up to the point where he put out the video that it was a hoax. So that's what happened, basically. There's nobody. Turn your comments on, Rat, and let's see, what people really think on your channel, because I guarantee you'll get the same as I've just shown. People just absolutely desecrating you as a person, your character, everything that you said. You are absolutely disgusting. We won't stop until the police do take those statements seriously. As I said before, Did they make statements? Did they not? He's saying they did in one breath. He's saying they didn't in another. He's chatting rubbish. At the end of the day, Brixton Police need to be held accountable as well. We need to step up the ante on them. And by all accounts, we need to step up the ante on West Midlands Police too. You know? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. I really hope that young brother's okay. Something just came in my spirit, you know. I hope he's all right. Because I remember when we had that young lady on the first live, we actually moved her, and he didn't. Dylan Duffus didn't realise that he actually turned up at her premises during that live, and she saw that on the Ring doorbell that was still at the old address. So I'm just, yeah, okay. I think he's back online. Let's see what he's saying. I was about to say it, and I'm not going to say it now. It looks like he's typing. And he had to run back upstairs. Okay, 1 minute, 1 second, guys. Let's see. Right, guys, can you hear? Put up a 1 if you can hear Rico now. He's back.
Hello.
Yeah, can you guys hear that? I can't hold it as close to the computer. Put up a 1, guys. It takes a little time to come through. And they put up a 1. Can you guys hear Rico? Yep. Another 1. Let's see some more. Yep, everyone can hear you. Go ahead, son.
That's good.
Yeah. So you were saying, continue. Can you remember what you were saying? We were talking. Well, you were talking about your dad's. You were talking about his sexuality, actually, and I've kind of expanded on that a little bit while you were away. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, what I'm just trying to say now, if he ever comes around or if he is listening, you get me? Like, it's time just to come out and just, you get me, say how it is now. Right? It's genuine, and this isn't me clowning him again. This is me being a supportive son. So I'm not out here about to clown your sexuality, but I'm not about to take your rage and shit because you're confused on it. If you're confused and you don't know what you want to be, seek some professional help, because there's a reason why these terminologies are used. There are other people like you in the world. It's just not okay now to take it out on people with your ignorance. Because this is where we're going to draw the line. And this is where you're going to start feeling offended, because this is the only thing I can see that is bringing you to this level of rage and level of just, not even rage, but the level of ignorance and not caring you have towards everything. And it has to be this, and there isn't anything else now I can pinpoint it to or blame it on.
Yep. He's got to search deep within himself, hasn't he? Because enough's enough. And at some point, I mean, I said it on the last couple of lives when we had to revisit this story with him. I said it that at some point, if we don't step in and do something as a community, he could end up killing one of you guys. And that's what we're scared of. You know, I know it sounds harsh, but that's a reality.
But then, this is the people in the comments now that are going to say, but, like, be careful what you say, because it's definitely going to come back for me and you. Like, we understand that, his violence can, I'm not going to say he's going to go out his way to murder us, but you can hit someone wrong.
No, I don't mean deliberately murder you. I think in one of his rages when he's beating people up, whether that's your mum, that's you, somebody is going to get killed at some point if this man continues the way that he is. That's what I mean by accident, you know?
And then what people laugh at that though, because I seen it in your comments on your Instagram post, there was a few people saying like, take time, be careful that it don't come to you. And again, this is like who my message is directed at, people that feel like they can leave their messages or want to leave their messages. The ignorance is why people suffer, because for you to even consciously comment that, you know it's wrong. You're commenting on about of a premeditated attack. Are you sick?
Yeah.
Are you sick? Because maybe I need to explain it to you like that. You're joking on a premeditated attack that you don't know the outcome on. Are you sick?
Yeah. I've had that in my comments, people saying to me, oh, you better watch yourself. And I think it gave him wings because he was, you know, he's called my phone, got my number somehow. And some yardy person called my phone saying, you know, you better shut your mouth. You've been doing all this and that. And I'm like, what? You know, but I don't care about all of that. I'm not afraid of a little midget man who likes to beat women. It's just not me, you know. So I've often
as well, and just for you to lose the fear factor, because he shouldn't have no power over you. 112 Somerset Road. If you feel like he has done it, and
all right, let's not dox him. Let's not dox him.
That's where you find it.
Let's not dox him.
Again, this is just me again as well. He's establishing the fact that he needs to lose his power, and I want him to know. This is a live recording for everyone that's on here. 112.
All right. Listen. I'm not gonna dox him on this live, but I am aware of that address. I'm aware of that address, and I've definitely given that address to the police when I've made my own reports about his threatening me and whatever. So we know that address, yeah. But I hear you.
And now the whole of the world can know it as well, because
I know, but we don't want to incite anything. We don't want to incite anything.
Upon themselves to just show him what it's like to hit a woman and be vulnerable. 112 Somerset Road, where you find them. Genuinely, I'm tired. You know what it is? This is how much I'm tired of it. But I have to tell you guys this to genuinely show you. That's his address. I'm tired. I don't care. Do what you want and what you will and what you wish. Because at the end of the day, you have to be him to genuinely get a result. Because this is as malicious as he is with me.
I understand that. Do you know what? I'm not even going to hold back. This is your truth, Rico. This is your truth. Yeah, I'm not even going to hold back. No, I can hear you. I'm going to say, do you know what? I'm not even going to hold you back. This is your truth. This is how you're feeling. You know, this is your truth. I'm not even going to hold you back on that.
This is my truth, and every day he reminds me to look in the mirror and remember myself. You feel me? So no. Anyone that doesn't agree with that statement there, 112 Somerset Road, and you can ask him why he feels like he can tell me to look in the mirror and remember myself. I'm not enabling this fuckery no more. He can't hide behind the internet and think that the only place you can catch him is Channel 7. No, Handsworth, 112 Somerset Road is where else you can find him. Well, yeah, you can have the floor again. I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize for anything, Rico, honestly. You really, really don't. You know, your pain is palpable, man. I can really feel it. I really feel it. And that's why I'm saying, do you know what? Screw all the rules. I feel that you just need to just give your testimony and tell your truth. That's what you need to do at the end of the day, because this man is definitely due. He's definitely due it. 100% due it. I heard the justifications when we showed the picture of you the first time round and what he'd done to your face. And there were some people in the comments saying, oh, you know, he's just disciplined his child. And apparently that's the narrative he puts out there. But there is no justification for that. We've said it then, we've said it again. There is no justification. I'm not somebody that is...
You know what it is? I can't even see the chat, but if people want me to relay the story of the day, what happened to my face, I can.
For people that don't know, we've never heard it from your mouth. We've heard it from your brother. We've heard it from, you know, your family members, but we've never heard it. On the first live, they told us, but we've never heard it from you. So, yeah. I'd like you to go back over that again, actually, if you feel able to, Rico.
Yeah. So basically, it was just another morning, another day, I should say. We woke up. He's in my mum's house, doing nothing per usual, just bed rotting. I asked my mum for a lift now, just down to a bit of a far store, which she didn't mind giving me the lift for, but obviously she needs some petrol and everything, and you get me, money was tight a bit on my side, so she has an arrangement with her sister where, you get me, I just phone her and she gets the change that she has, because she's not borrowing money off her sister, it's her money. But again, my mom isn't competent all the time, so my sister looks after her savings. You get me? So obviously, my mom asked me just to relay that message to her sister, can she get some change? My auntie, you get me, that's my auntie, she was working that day. She said you can get the money, it's just that it's going to be probably a bit not awkward, but probably a bit unreasonable to come today because I'm at work, you get me? I can get it for you tomorrow though, 100%. Now, I relayed that message back to my mom, you feel me? It's kind of put my mom into tears because, again, I'm the kid. She probably needs money other than just petrol. But I've just seen my mum go into tears. So then the initial reaction is now, my father is prison. Ask him. So I simply said, oh.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, got you back.
Hello,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I've simply said to my father now, you get me? Like you can see my mum in tears and that now. She ain't got petrol. I don't think she has money with just petrol as well. She might need some money. Like, I'm trying to help out. You know what he's then returned with? Who the fuck am I to ask him or say anything to do with money to him and my mum? So told me to fuck off and leave him alone. Now, at that age that happened, I'm not a 16-year-old kid. I'm very much 19. Now, I've came to you respectfully. Now I'm a 19-year-old that can't help my mum myself. But she didn't make me herself. And you very much, you're not the father and I'm not the kid that screams, my dad ain't in my life. You very much got ass naked in my mum's bed. Put your hand in your pocket.
Yeah, of course.
Put your hand in your pocket. Put your hand in your pocket. That's just it. And then the result of me saying that to him is my face being bust. There isn't no punishment because I didn't act out to then result my face getting bust. I wasn't in trouble. I'm getting lectured by both parents. My mum was in a time of need again, and I stated that my father's here and he can help. Hello?
Yeah, that is absolutely insane. That's insane.
And then he bust my face with the bottom of a gun, and then here we are today, 2025, getting told to remember that and look in the mirror.
So hold on.
Sorry.
Sorry?
Carry on, sorry.
No, I was going to say, it was never confirmed if it was a gun butt, but I saw it and I said at the time, that looks like a gun butt to me. What could cause that? You either chop him with a machete or it's a gun butt, because what could cause that? Such a big scar. And you've just confirmed it.
We're not going to be ignorant now. If you chop me with a machete, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you the story. But
no, sometimes you can, if it's a light touch, it can just give you one gash if you know what you're doing with a machete. So I thought it could either be that, but it looks, I said it at the time, put up a 1 if you guys can remember me asserting that I think it was a gun butt and him actually saying absolute rubbish, it wasn't a gun butt. Do you guys, who remembers that if you're on the live? Let's see if anybody remembers. But I said it at the time, so thank you for confirming that, Rico, because it was never confirmed. It was actually a gun butt.
It most definitely was a gun, you feel me? But at the end of the day, it's just like, it's like, there's so much things that have been pushed since that. It's just like, I say that now, and I sound like I'm the extremist over in England. How is he going to get a gun?
Oh, please. That's not hard.
It's like, come on, man.
It's not hard to get a gun, really, is it?
And then again, as well, why you've only hear me vocalize it now, because again, it's you guys' ignorance. I vocalize my story. I've probably just mentioned me getting gun butted again, and there's at least 3 people in there saying, nah, that wasn't a gun. It can't be a gun. Where's he gonna get a gun from?
Do you know that there aren't anybody? There's nobody in the comments, and I know that we've got some Birmingham people on. I've seen no opposition this time round in the comments. Everybody's agreeing. To be fair, Rico.
I take that back. Then apologies and thank you.
When you see the first live, you'll see what happened. I don't know if you know his mate Flash. Not Flash, sorry. No, not Flash. Sorry, Magic.
Magic, yeah.
Okay, so Magic, we realised that Magic isn't all the ticket because
Magic's been tutus for years. I don't even understand why you got him on there, bro.
No. Magic was in our comments, and because at the end of each live, when I finish presenting, talking to people, whatever, I usually put the link out in the chats and anybody can jump on. Magic was defending him.
Fun fact, Magic is the friend that he plays with his nose with, because my dad likes to play with his nose.
We heard all about Magic.
That's the partner that he dabbles with, you feel me?
Well, that's what we were told at the time, but Magic was in the comments. Magic was a real feature on that live. I'm going to send it to you so you can watch it. But Magic, so it transpired that, are you and Magic kind of maybe a little bit closer than just mates? I don't know what's going on with Magic, but he was defending your dad like a baby mother. He really was at the time.
He probably taught John like one too. That's why.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Poor Magic.
Yo, we don't
But magic is very simple, isn't he? We realise that he's got some challenges, I'm told. Magic.
You know, to this day, that was probably the most substance Magic had in his life in the last decade or so.
Poor
You ever heard
thing.
of Magic since that live?
No, no one's heard of him.
Oh yeah, all he does is play with his nose and play with my dad. Nothing else.
That's so strange. Poor Magic. Well, he's not on here tonight defending anything. He really isn't.
He better not come on here tonight defending anything. I don't get paid to deal with Tutus people, bro. You already know where I send people that I think ain't competent enough to be on their own, you know.
Wow. Rico,
Yeah.
we salute you, my brother. Thank you for sharing. Is there anything else that you want to add? I did want to ask you actually about before you go about you know, how long have your parents have been together since you were born, I'm told, but they were together before that, weren't they? Or were you born straight away?
Say that again, sorry,
I said your parents, or your mum, she's been with your dad since before you were born or around the time when you were born. How long has she been enduring what she's been enduring from this man? How long has it taken to bring her to this point, I think is what I'm really asking.
The day she met him is the day that she's always experienced bullshit from him, because again, I'm not my dad's first child. My dad has an older child that is watching the life. That me and him, like that's my rock. That is, like, I love my older brother. I've got him, so I know you don't even feel away with what I'm about to say. But my dad walked into my mother's life on some bullshit already. Like, very much my older brother, and this isn't me to air some dirty laundry or not. My older brother buried his true mom last year, you feel me? My older brother was adopted from his grandparent because my dad breeded his mom, and she was still in school and she wasn't competent enough to look after someone because she was still a schoolgirl in uniform. So that's where my older brother's story took him. And that's, again, a result of my dad, because my dad wasn't the same age as his mom. My dad was very much older. My dad's always been on bullshit from the first child straight down to the last.
So this is something new, Rico, because we didn't know that one of your siblings' mums were underage when he was overage. We didn't know that. That's something that we actually didn't know.
Yeah, my first brother's mom was about 16 when she had him, and that's why she gave up custody to her mother.
So she was 15.
My older brother was raised by.
I'm assuming that she was 15 when she fell pregnant.
Yeah.
And how old was your dad?
Not in school. He was very much not in college either, because he was just that's when he got the title of being Dylan and cutting hair at his mom's house on road.
Right. Yeah. We heard about that as well. In fact, I got contacted by one of the Johnnies at the time we did the first live, and this person was saying to me that, look, this is what I'm on, this is who I am. And there was one or two other people that bore witness to that. And he's never been a Johnson. Like, he's never been that. He was a barber that used to sell weed. That's what I was told. He's never been that.
He's never been a Johnny, and he's never been a burger. He's just always been the guy that sat on the fence and got punched up to either what side it was that day.
Right, exactly.
He was the kid that had to fall in line.
Yeah.
He was very much that kid that my mom and every other of my brother's moms, he would run to when he was young to avoid being on road. And there's a reason. I'm not here to name drop, but you get me? There's a reason why this mother, not to swear, but there's a reason why my dad don't really like honey. You get me? Now everyone from the end is gonna know what I'm really talking about. But there's a reason why Dylan Duffus don't really fuck with honey, and it's just, again, that's already written in stone.
What's honey?
That he used to be.
What's honey?
Say that again.
What's honey?
What's honey?
Yeah.
That isn't mine. You know what it is? That's a story that isn't mine to share, you feel me? But
oh, okay. So that's a Birmingham thing. Okay.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
It seems that his masks, that he's worn so many masks, that there is so many layers, so many skeletons in his closet. You know, will the real Dylan Duffus please stand up? Does he even know who the real Dylan Duffus is.
Again, what I say about an hour ago, 40 minutes ago, he's suffering from identity crisis.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know who he is anymore.
Yeah. So sad. I feel that he needs to be sectioned himself, really, because he's on the rampage, isn't he? Yeah. He's not well. He's definitely not well.
But then again, he needed to be sectioned 10 years ago. 10 years later, he's lost the right to that, in my opinion. He needs to be buried underneath the biggest building and never been thought about again. He's past the point of redemption. I don't want no one in here to ever think there's hope for him. There's not. And even if there is hope for him, forget that hope. I'm not bearing that hope myself, because he's a person that doesn't deserve hope. He doesn't deserve anyone having faith in him to change anymore. He doesn't. He's lost that respect and he's lost that entitlement.
I understand why you feel that way, for sure.
But yeah.
Rico, you've given us a powerful testimony tonight, and I don't think even he can deny it. I haven't seen him. Usually he'd be up in my comments or he'd be on Instagram saying the most. I even tagged him in one of the posts, in the post that I put up. Haven't heard a peep out of him, which is unusual in my experience of him.
As I keep telling everyone, it's going to be unusual right now because I'm the only son. And again, this isn't downplaying none of my brothers. It's just, again, just to show the fear factor. And I'm not saying my brothers are scared. It's just my brothers very much know what to put the time and energy into. Because again,
no, a couple of one of your brothers spoke very strongly on the first live. I can't remember his name now. Put his name if you guys can remember that young man's name. I actually can't remember his name, but he came on the live. So did your aunt Edelia, and they bore witness. I'm
asking him. That's my oldest brother, and at the end of the day, everyone needs to salute my oldest brother.
Yeah.
Throughout the salute.
Was it Gilly?
I didn't just wake up one morning.
I think it was Gilly. Is it Gilly? Gilly?
Yeah, it's Gilly.
Yeah, I think it was him or another brother.
Everyone needs to go and take their hats off to Gilly right now, because at the end of the day, the man that I am today is with the helps of him. You feel me? And he was the man that had to endure this man's bullshit first.
Absolutely.
Down to the fact that he had to, before it was physical, my older brother had to deal with the fact that, my father is older than my mom and he ain't farting on me. Again, as something that no one in here will go through unless you walk into a similar path.
Yeah.
So genuinely, salute my brother, because my brother didn't use that as an excuse to ever go jail once. My brother is very much a self-employed man. He doesn't answer to anyone. And he's very much started up, not starting, he has started up his own franchise again. Just a step into a new chapter without this toxicness. So no, I don't ever expect my brothers to ever even talk how I'm talking now, because I'm a man that hasn't started that life for myself yet. So I'm very much got nothing to lose. But I don't expect my brothers to lose the stuff that they built to avoid him because of this visa. I won't, and I will never ask them for that. So again, I don't want no one to even think that I'm doing this on my own, because I'm not. My brothers are very much there. I just don't ask. If anything, I ask them to do the minimal. I genuinely ask them to don't do it, because at the end of the day, I need them healthy. I need them mentally not thinking about this shit, because this is all I think about 24/7. We all can't think about it 24/7. We gotta fall on someone. I'm just glad that I don't have to ask my brother twice to stay in that mindset. He got in it and never got out of it. So again, please, just everyone salute my brother.
Yeah, definitely. Put up a one, guys. Put up some love hearts, and put up some love hearts for Dilly, for Rico, for all of Dylan's sons who stand up. Because I tell you one thing,
Rico, Darnell, Deshaun, Khalil, Dyan, Ashanti, because all of us have walked a different path when it comes to my man. And I can promise you, the only person that probably can not relate to us, and I'm so bloody glad, is Dyan, because that was the first girl Dylan ever got, and it was probably the only time he's developed some bloody morals, genuinely. He ain't exposed Dyan to none of this stuff, but at the end of the day, still hats off to her, because at the end of the day, someone's going to have the awkward conversation with her on why this life even exists 10 years later. You feel me? So yeah, hats off for her for the strength she's gonna have when she's 18 and actually have to hear all the horrible shit about a man that's never actually showed that face, that side to her.
So is this your youngest sibling?
That's the youngest and the last.
So she's 10.
Nah, she ain't 10 at the moment. She's about 5, 6.
Ah, okay. Right.
She won't be 6 now.
Right, so she's never seen any of this, which is great.
Nah, and this is what I'm saying. And as brothers as well, we don't, what's understood don't even have to be explained. We don't even mention him badly around her. You feel me?
So is that mother still in his, he's still in that child's life?
Yeah, he's actively there. He's probably been actively there most for her and her only. And
her mum is with him?
Nah, she's moved on, but she's flip-floppy too. I'm going to keep her a buck. I'm not going to come on the live and lie to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, she's doing the right thing and staying away, so I hope she hears this and, just some more motivation not to double back in it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So he's really very selective, isn't he? He picks on the most vulnerable, your mum being the most vulnerable, and he exploits that basically. I'm assuming that the last
independent woman, Dylan won't go through. He needs something that he can hold over because he's a man that has nothing himself. So anyway, it's intimidating talking to a woman that has
Rico?
Yeah.
You just consider yourself to be a diamond amongst men. That's what's going on for you right now. And I dare anybody to call this young man a snitch. Honestly, I'm so sick of this mentality in our community. I really, really am. Who they're supposed to snitch on, they don't. And who they snitch on, they shouldn't be. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It really, really is. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. This is it's childhood abuse, and it's also domestic violence. He's ruined so many lives, hopefully not permanently, but he's definitely destroyed most of your lives in the process, hasn't he? Up to this point. He really has.
You know what it is as well? It's a bit off topic, you feel me? But this just goes out to everyone as well, because again, where I've got the opportunity to vocalize stuff, I'm gonna vocalize it. You're not alone. For anyone that's genuinely, you don't have to be mentally ill just to have a bad year and cut yourself in self-harm. I am a person that self-harm actively, and again, if you see me, you will see me with my top off. I'm not scared to show my scars, and I'm not scared to admit, I still probably do struggle with it. So that goes to all my silent strugglers out there, going through anything, man, woman, young adult, kid, even just being forced and clicked on the wrong live today. Just speak. Don't internalize it no more, man, because at the end of the day, I am here to speak about my dad, but again, I am here to spread awareness about every form of abuse and every form of reaction and consequence that comes from it. Because I am a living, walking consequence and reaction of abuse. I'm a young black man that moved out at 21. I moved out a month ago, and I still self-harm. I am still underneath the forward-thinking team. I'm not afraid to admit it. I do take medication. And again, you probably are going to hear my parents push a narrative thinking that probably push that I went through crisis myself. But I've very much been on this live, and not one person has associated me with being ill until I vocalized it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't have to suffer in silence no more. Anyone that is suffering in silence, just use my voice as a bit of motivation just to speak to that one person you trust, because if you cut too deep, God forbid you only get an infection, and that only, you might not even be able to be alive to reap the consequences of cutting deep. And even if you're not cutting deep, substance abuse, it's okay to smoke weed, but if that's all you're doing every single day, you might think I'm not in my house doing it. But if you find yourself smoking a spliff like it's an inhaler, it's classed as substance abuse. You need help.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And we're going to talk in depth about all of those issues that you mentioned: self-harm, substance misuse, mental health, all of those things. We are going to talk offline in depth about that, and we'll be supporting you, Rico, as I said to you before, in your journey to healing. You've been so eloquent and so open and honest which is what's needed. You know, not only just in sharing your testimony, but in pushing your testimony out there as a beacon for others who may be in the dark. That's just amazing. It really is. You're an amazing, amazing young man, Rico. You really are. He doesn't deserve you as a son. He really doesn't.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're going to talk. I'm going to wrap up now.
Yeah, so I'll just
stay online.
You ready? I'm waiting on you.
Yeah, you're not going to bed for now, are you? It's only 11 o'clock, Friday night.
I'm lit, man. I'm young and lit.
All right, I'm going to give
I'm young and lit. I'm loud.
I'm definitely going to call you after the live. We do that anyway. It's customary just to make sure everybody's okay. So I'll give you a shout in a bit, okay?
Yeah, sure. Just whenever you're ready.
All right, son. You take care. In a bit. Love him. Love him, love him, love him. What a beautiful, exemplary young man, just like the other son. Huh? There's certain things I can't say on the live, you know, but let me tell you something. Sometimes we have to follow the rules, and sometimes it's just like, you know what? People need to speak their own truth in their way, and that boy needed to spill his testimony. Let him say what he wants. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. Let me tell you that. My God. Thank you, Dyan. Poor baby. Poor baby. A little young one. He's not even kept 25 yet. What the hell? He's 21. I just want to cry. I really, really want to cry. You, Dylan Duffus, if you are watching this, you should be moved. You should be moved. First of all, you should feel shame, regret. You understand? These are the things that you should be feeling. You shouldn't be up on Instagram or wherever you are posting and taunting your boy or calling him up and trying to tell him that he's some kind of a snitch. You're out of your mind. And I hear him when he says, you are past atonement. You are past saving. You're past it. My goodness. Birmingham, wake up. Stop emulating this man. I'm going to make sure that, you know how we do it at His Time Is Up. It wasn't just the film people. Now we know that you're engaging and other people are engaging you and they're ignoring all of this. We will be coming for those people that are entertaining this individual. It's not good enough. It's really not good enough. And it's about time that we put our money where our damn mouths were, if that's the saying. It's really not good enough. I'm going to put out the link very quickly. I didn't want to keep young brother downstairs outside of his house for any longer. It would have been nice if he was on the live for people to come on and talk to him or give him words of encouragement. You can do that anyway, whether he's here or not. You just can't ask questions, I guess. I don't know if he's going to jump on the live and answer anything in the comments. But there's the link. If anyone wants to jump on and have a say, bear witness, put their 2 pence in, their 2 cents in, please do. You've probably got about a 2 to 5 minute window to do that before I end the live anyway. Wouldn't he just, Sapphire Darling? There's the live, guys. Sapphire Darling says that Rico would be a great advocate for young people who share his experience. We're going to be working with Rico. I think he'd be an amazing youth advocate. You know, those young people that join youth councils and, you know, certain organizations to help raise awareness. Somehow, I mean, look, it just gives you that feeling. And even the other son that we were speaking to on the first live, these are young men that are going to be something, that are becoming something, like he said with his brothers, you know. But this young man here, there is something about him that just touches a chord within me. It really, really does. He's totally amazing. Totally amazing. Lord God. God never leaves this world without a witness, you know. He is God blessed. Those children will do nothing but thrive. And this youth is struggling. I want us to, do you know what? I might even raise his a GoFundMe appeal for him. I'm going to talk to him, see how he feels about that. He's an extremely conscientious, well-rounded, as much as he's struggling, and he told you what his difficulties were, but he still has that about him. He's amazing through everything. You know, there is something set over those children because, Lord, he's described his parents and still he has this level, you know, still he has this level. So I think I might set something up for him. Let's see how the community responds. We can only try. And I really believe that this young brother deserves our help. I really, really do. I'm actually, I've got a lump in my throat. I want to bust a tear right now for this young man, because it's just, he's so lovely and he's struggling right now. He told you what his difficulties are. He's homeless. Do you understand? We need to do something, and we need to start putting our money where our mouth is. So I'm going to put it out there. Before we raise for any marches or anything else this year, let's help Rico Duffus to be able to get back on track. Definitely going to be signposting him. He needs as much support as he can get. I don't believe he's getting any support at the moment. I don't believe he is, from what I've been told. I'm yet to discuss that in full detail with him, and I'm definitely going to be doing that. Yeah, thank you, Empress Makeda, for that. Thank you, Bella. I'm trying to hold it back, you know. It was so moving. And he said that with such eloquence. Very, very connected young man. There's no reason why he should be out here suffering from mental health, suffering from self-harm, suffering from substance misuse. Unbelievable. I'm going to, Empress Makeda. I'm going to talk to him in a bit. So, guys, it doesn't look like any of you are jumping on. The link is there. It's in the chat. Doesn't look like anybody's got anything to say. So I'm going to wrap up. I'm definitely going to wrap up, guys. We're on for 2 hours. We haven't done a 2 hour for a long time, have we? Okay. Killer for Kills says he said he's under FTB. I'm assuming that's some sort of local mental health service or something. Maybe, I don't know. FTB, what does that stand for? We've got CMHT in London. I thought that was, pretty sure that's nationwide. So I don't know what FTB is. It might be a project. Amazing young man. Yeah. Yeah, I will definitely be atting it. Look out on my Instagram. If I do launch that appeal, which I probably will, it will be on my Instagram mostly, and I'll do it on the next live. I'll make sure that that's well promoted. Everybody knows where to find the links, and that we can just donate to that young brother there. Honestly, we need to come together as a community. These are the things that matter, you know. Nitty Bitty Crafter says, greetings, sorry, I just coming in. That opening song is the hardest thing I've heard in a long time. That opening thing is from my baby Blue, my daughter. It's beautiful. She said to me the other day that she's going to write something more specific, but I believe it just is specific, because although we speak about specific issues in terms of abuse on this channel, we are also doing that in the context of the wider issues that affect our community. So, you know, that song is very, very perfect, actually. But yes, guys, listen, let's wrap it up. Look out for the appeal. I'm going to jump on now and hold a reasoning with our young brother there. And my heart is breaking tonight. It really, really is. It's breaking. It's breaking tonight. I don't even know what to say. I'm past angry with Dylan Duffus right now. I am so past angry. The song is on iTunes. It's on all platforms. It's on Spotify for sure. It's on all the platforms. Yeah. Just look up Blue. No typo. BLUUE. 2 U's. Blue. No typo. That's her Instagram page, Blue No Typo, and you can find her under Blue on those platforms, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, whatever. She's on all those platforms. Yeah, guys, listen, have an amazing weekend. It's going to be a heat wave next week. Isn't that wonderful? So I'm really looking forward to that, because I'll be laying in my garden while I work. Doing my stuff on my laptop and stuff. Yeah, it's going to be great. Let's hold a minute silence before we go. I'm not going to sign off completely. I should have lined up a song or something for our sister Jennifer Chance here. Hold on, give me a moment, guys. I need to maybe get something up. I can't remember if I uploaded her in terms of her picture, but I have had the picture up. And I've had it up on Instagram. I did have it up on Instagram, but I don't think I uploaded it here. I'm going to try and do that now, because for those of you that do not know, Jennifer Chance was one of the first people to give testimony on Vincent Rat via WhatsApp on a voice WhatsApp note that went viral and was just absolutely, everybody was receiving these WhatsApp notes that came out on the back of the video that I did to expose Vincent Rat. And Jennifer Chance had this really heartfelt, it was just so touching. Like, anyone who remembers it remembers the chills that it sent down your spine when you heard this woman testifying as to what Vincent Rat and his wife had done to her. You know, when she first came in from Jamaica, first came into the country, and so on and so forth. So it always stuck with me. And it took me actually around 3 years to actually track Jennifer Chance down. And that was only last year, I think. Yeah, it was only last year that we actually got hold of her, and she did a live with her, which I'm blessed that she did now, when she did it, because she's since passed away. So let me just try and get a picture up of her, and then we're going to hold a minute silence to the end, okay? Right, so that is our sister Jennifer Chance. That's the clearest picture that I have of her. And yeah, guys, let's just hold a minute silence. Don't sign off the live too much. Let's put up some, you know, some nice messages, some hearts. Let's send out some love to Sister Jennifer and help bide her over. I'm not at the 9 night tonight, so it'd be nice to hold a little something. I'm going to even chose some rum on the floor. I had it prepared, actually. Where's it gone? Where is my little white rum bottle gone? I'll get that, and I'll do my own little thing behind the camera. But we're going to out with that, and we're holding a minute's silence for the sister here. Let me just put that up as well. Give me a moment there, guys. Okay. Right, guys, I shall see you guys next week. And as I said, let's not sign off just yet. Let's just start a 1 minute silence and put up some love for the sister. Blessed love.